Cheers to blokes with bad backs. Today, I'm going to take you through a 10-minute routine that you can start adding into your week. If not, try and get it in a few days a week. It's not fancy, it's not Pilates, it's not yoga, it's getting into the nitty-gritty bits of the lower back, the hips, the knees, and the spine. Why I'm concentrating on those parts is because guys have naturally smaller hips genetically than females, which means that you also have sorer bits in those places. Sorer lower backs, sorer hips, sorer knees, and generally poorer mobility in that spine. So let's get to it. I want you to start down, grab yourself a towel, grab yourself a beer, get outside, get on the grass with me. You're going to start sitting down. Actually try and sit cross-legged for me. And if you're going, there's no chance. Why I want you to sit cross-legged is because I want you to test and then retest after we do a little bit of synovial fluid type movement to really open up these areas. It's like getting WD-40 into the joint structures. So I want you to place your hands at the back, your feet at the front, your heels close to your butt, and open the legs up nice and wide. And then start rotating from side to side. Now, if you're really stiff and you can't do that all the way to the ground, you can use your whole body to get you into that position. So you can rotate your whole body just to help you move through that range of motion there. And this is pretty powerful because it gives you a 180-degree rotation through those hips. So guys, that's really, really stuck in these hip joints. So this is a great way to open those up. Then we're going to get into a little bit more discomfort. In a good way, you're going to drop down to one side for me. So the top of the toes come to the top of the knee. Now, if that's pretty uncomfortable, just stick with me for a minute. You're going to sit up into that move and start rotating, using your hand there for support. Just rotate a few times for me here. So what we're doing here is your femur bone is twisted. It's sitting in your ball and socket joint. You're rotating on top of that. You're getting the WD-40 out instantly here because you're demanding it from the movement pattern. So we really want to get unique range of motions to stimulate the brain and to also ask for that dump of synovial fluid, which carries nutrients that repairs cartilage, ligament, and bone. Good for the sore bits. Really good for the knees as well. Change the loop direction. I know it's tender and tight in the hip here, but stick with me. It works pretty instantly if you give it a chance. So we're going to go 5 more rotations here. 5, 4, you'll probably definitely be feeling it here and here. 2, 1, then we're going to go to the other side. So start with those wide legs again, drop down to that opposite side, top of the toes into the top of the knee. You can have that hand there for support, that's okay. And then start rotating. This one's a game changer for lower backs, hips, and knees. So if you suffer from any of those mobility issues or sore joints, do this every day. That's all you probably have to do to get a little bit of movement there, because in the brain, movement trumps pain as well. So when you hit your thumb with a hammer on the work site, usually you start moving it straight away. Well, there's no difference in the body. You've got to start moving the big joint structures if you've got sore, painful bits and pieces in that body as well. Change the loop direction, loop the other way. Good. Give it a few more goes here. You'll always have one side that's tighter than the other. That's all right, breathe through it, stick with me. Nearly finished here. Come back through to the center for me. Open those legs nice and wide, drop side to side, and it should feel a little bit easier after you've got that movement happening there. Good. We're then going to lay back. So lay down on that mat, open the legs, and try and do that side to side rotation while you're flat. Now you're going to get a little bit more movement in that SI joint in the back here. Beautiful. Good. From here, come to the center, bring the feet and knees together. Now splay, open the hips. Now get your left knee and close it to the right. Good. Start back where we opened in the center, and then the right knee to the left. So it's like an open and closed book. Keep your upper part of your back pretty straight as you do that. Open and close. Beautiful. Great one for the SI joint, lower back. Great one for stretching out those hip flexors, especially if you bend over all day in your job, you're tiling or building. This is a really nice one to start the day to open up that region. Good. Relax here, bend the knees up into the air, grab onto your knees, and you're going to rotate your hips. Big circles for me. Good. Now any circles any rotations through the hips. The brain loves it, but also the joints work that way. So we've got to move the joints in their full range of motion to get the most out of it in a short period of time. Rotate the other way if you haven't done so already. Good. Perfect. From there, you're going to bring both legs up. Now, if you're pretty tight, you're going to feel this through the hammies like me. That's okay. Now you're going to point and flex the toes. Why I'm doing this, so bright out here. Why I'm doing this is because that's going to help my nerves. Now, you can't physically stretch a nerve, but you can make it move better and glide better through the muscle system. We're moving the sciatic nerve right now, so you might feel a bit of a twang or a pinch through the back, but this is to prevent sciatic pain. Now we're going to rotate those ankles and then rotate the other way. And just little kicks in the air for me, trying to bring your toes down to your chin just to activate those nerves. Good. Relax there, bend the knees. Place the right foot on top of the left knee, hands out the side for balance. Now this knee that's in the air will travel down to the right side. So we're going to rotate and then come back to center and rotate the other way. Now this is a great way to get a crack in that SI joint in the back. So it's okay if the back crack's there. And you're just going to go in your own time from left to right here. Beautiful. Try and keep the upper part of the back pretty still and the shoulder blades pretty still on the mat. Big deep breathing here just to help that lower back move, help the hips move, and a little bit of lower spinal rotation as well. Let's do a few more here and then we're going to go to the other side. Good. Relax there. Other leg. Left leg over the right. Let's go down with the left knee to the left side first. And then opposite. Rotate and rotate. Beautiful. Now it's important to breathe. This is where the yoga thing comes in. And why we want to breathe is because it maps it in our brain. So if we don't breathe and we do this, and we hold our breath while we're doing this, our brain's going to log and file that as, okay, this is dangerous. Let's just keep that stiff and tight. Whereas if we take some breaths and we breathe through that motion, then the brain logs and files that as important. We need this. Perfect. Let's finish that up there. Lay those legs out, roll over onto the belly. From a flat position, I want you to squeeze your butt together, then lift up as far as you can, and then just come back down. Make sure you're squeezing the butt because that's going to protect that lower back. This one's important. We don't get a lot of arch in the back, and that's where our issue is, because if we don't move it, we lose it in the brain. So we've got to make sure that we're maintaining the file in our brain of what a spine does, and it does this. Your spine's about as flexible as a garden hose. So good luck with that, but if we can maintain some sort of movement and flexibility in there, we're not going to have as many issues. Good. Let's come up on all four for me. Now from here, I want you to keep your knees where they are and rotate the center of your body. Good. From here, you'll have the hand that has a lot of pressure on it. I want you to push back and away from that hand and then come back up to center. Push back into child's pose. That's what this is called. And then back up into center. Push back and away. You're going to get a beautiful stretch all the way down that side of the body when you do that. It's a really nice one for this side of the back, for the lats, for the spine. One more here. Push back, come back up. And let's move back to the center and try and do a little cat-cow. So what I mean by cat-cow is we're going to dip down and lift up. Really, really important for backs. And then come into an arch position. We're only going to do a few of these because I know dudes don't like doing these. Good. Come back to center, rotate to the other side. Good. From here, the hand that has the most pressure on it, you're going to push away from it and then come back up to center. Oh, that stretch all the way down here is so nice. Good. And come back up. Let's do that a few more times. Good for the knees as well. If it's too much to bend your knees in that full range of motion, you can just press back and up. By hunching the back, press into it and away, and then back to center. Press up and away. That just saves the big pressure on the knee joints if that's your issue. Good, one more. Come back up through the center. Beautiful. From there, come and sit back in your cross-legged position for me. Let's retest it. Let's see how that feels. See if it's a little bit more freer. You have a little bit more range of motion there than you did when you first started. Yeah? Good. All right, from here, let's finish standing up, and I promise you that's the last one. In a standing up position, widen the legs for me, and then you're going to start hooping. I know it looks weird, but it's really, really good for lower backs, and it's a unique movement, so the brain has to listen to it, and then it's going to trump the pain. So rotate here for me, and then reverse. Please get all your mates doing this together. It'd be my ultimate goal to see a work side of dudes stopping and rotating. Then you see the girls driving past going. All right. From here, bring the legs together, just bend to the side and to the other side. Bend to the side and to the other side. Good. And we're going to finish with one more, which is a nice big twist. So you're just going to twist and turn. And as you do that, you kind of slap your back of your hand against your kidney. That's going to give you a nice little bit of boost of energy as well. But it's also going to get a little bit more spinal rotation and get everything flushing and moving. Obviously, when we exercise and we move, we flush toxins out of our body. And that's what's important about moving the joints as well. The stiffer you are, the sorer you'll be. The sorer you are, the more pain you'll be in and the more irritation you'll be in. So a little bit of movement like this can make a hell of a difference in your day. Thank you. Cheers. Have a great one.